AITA for telling my ex to give me full custody of our kids if she wants my help and saying that's the only help I'd ever offer her. I, 34, have 2 sons, 11 and 9, with my ex, 34. We broke up after I found out she had been cheating on me with this guy Luke. She didn't fight me on it until she told Luke she was pregnant and he disappeared. Then she told me the baby was mine and we should try to make it work. I told her we'd need a DNA test, but regardless we were never getting back together. She had her daughter and DNA proved she wasn't mine. We weren't married, so it made it less complicated regarding birth certificates and such. She did try to put my name on her daughter's birth certificate anyway, but was told she could not. Our co-parenting relationship was so high conflict that we ended up needing to communicate through a parenting app only, and the court signed off on this. Unless there's an emergency, of course. We can try to text or email or call, but the other party is not required to acknowledge it unless it's an emergency. She hated it because she wore me down to accepting her daughter, but I did not. About 2 years later she dated a guy called Sean, and suddenly Sean was her daughter's real dad and I had peace, which was nice. But they also tried to cause troubles with my sons. Luckily my boys and I had such a good relationship that my ex and Sean couldn't come between us. My ex and Sean were together for about 2.5 years, maybe 3. He got her pregnant and then they had a son and he left. My ex yet again tried to get me to take on her other children. She tried to poison our children against me. The courts ordered her to attend therapy and parenting classes. Custody was not changed, we always had 50-50, but she was told there would be monetary fines if she engaged in alienation again. I was also able to get our children therapy at this point. Anytime one of our boys had an event it was difficult for a while. My ex would try to sit near me and she had convinced her daughter that I'm her dad. I told my ex to correct it because I wasn't going to take on her daughter so she wouldn't feel bad. Her son was too young to really know what was going on. I did try for more/full custody on 4 different occasions over the way my ex was trying to use our sons and was creating more problems and mess for them. Even with the therapist saying the kids really hated being with their mom and they'd have more stability with me, the 2 judges we have seen so far have refused to change custody from 50-50. And that's where I'll lead into the next part. So my ex is now married and she has another daughter, and this one is with her husband. Before the child they shared he was okay with her other 2 kids. Now he doesn't want to know them. Even I can see that during very brief and limited interactions, but she texts me about it, and I never respond. One of the 4 attempts at custody was when she admitted her house is hell and how much her kids are suffering because of it. But the judge still denied me. Anyway, she wants me to be there for her other 2 kids. I still say no. She told me she needs my help. This is when I said the only help I would give is taking full custody of our boys. She freaked and told me I shouldn't separate them from their family and get in the way of the sibling relationship, which honestly to me my boys don't seem to have a close or otherwise involved relationship with any of their 3 half-siblings. The therapist even stated this. But my ex is calling me an ass and saying I shouldn't take such a hard stance and should be helping for our sons' sakes. AITA?